Paulus is the man. I promise you Paulus is involved in this. I truly believe it. I just do. I met the man face to face the night we got down there. He had no idea we'd show up that quick, and he was the most rude person I've ever seen. And you know, I'm a father too, and no matter what and I love my son to death, but if he did something wrong, I would stand up to it, and we'd just have to deal with it.
Tonight, the deadline for the defense in the Natalie Holloway case to stop the rearrest of Judge's son, Jorn Vandersloot, and to somehow suppress a very long videotape confession he gave under secret surveillance. Let's go to a special guest joining us, Dr. Marcella Fierro. She is the former chief medical examiner in Virginia and also the founding board member of the Virginia Institute of Forensic Science and Medicine. It's an honor to have you. Thank you for being with us. Doctor, if someone regularly smokes marijuana, would it continue to have a huge impact on what they say?
Well, it certainly would make them more likely to say things that they wouldn't ordinarily say. On the other hand, if you're talking in terms of the confession, folks don't usually confess if they're the prime suspect.
Do you believe it would be a stretch for Vandersloot's attorney to argue it was all a big lie because he was smoking pot?
I think it would be a stretch.
What effect does pot physically have on the nervous system?
Well, it's a depressant of sorts.
Depressant of sorts. Joining me right now, Tracy Sabo, CNN reporter. Tell me about today's deadline, Tracy.
What we're told is that the defense, Jorn's defense team, had until about midday today in order to actually file paperwork with the appellate court in Curacao. As you know, this week the prosecution has been turning in all their paperwork, and we were expecting the appellate court to rule sometime on Friday. But we are told that the defense has the day to file paperwork in order to appeal any type of decision that appellate court might make in favor of the prosecution with all the evidence they've gained on their own.
Ron has lied from the beginning, because as soon as we got there, Beth stayed in the car. We walked up to the house with the police, and we had a picture of Natalie, her senior picture, and showed it to Ron. Said, "Have you seen this girl?" "Nope, never seen her before in my life." You know, so he's lied from the beginning.
Patrick was asking him, "How can you be so sure that Natalie was dead?" And then he said, "Well, I wasn't. She was just not moving anymore. She wasn't ticking anymore. And so I thought she must be dead." And then he dumped her into the ocean. And yeah, that's really shocking.
Tonight, the deadline for Jorn Vandersloot's defense to file motions to stop his rearrest out to one of Natalie Holloway's closest relatives, her Aunt Linda Allison. Linda, again, thank you for being with us. What was your reaction when you finally saw this secret videotape of him confessing?
I am so glad that I was able to at least see things on the internet and kind of get myself ready for the actual showing of those secretly recorded tapes, because it was so appalling to see that in the very beginning. And of course, a range of emotions from anger to just being very upset, and it was very hard to watch that and hear him call Natalie the names that he did, and his total lack of humanity of trying to get help for her instead of trying to dispose of her body. I mean, you know, that's all he had in his mind at that point, was to get rid of her body instead of trying to get help. And then just to hear his callous nature about him, and with no regrets and no remorse.
Tracy Sabo, what is next?
To rule, and that will be very important. Obviously, if they rule in the prosecution's favor and they rearrest Jorn Vandersloot and bring him back to Aruba, they will again have a chance to question him in custody. They have said over and over that